What's going on, guys? This is your girl Shy Gemini coming to you with another recap for Love and Hip Hop, Season 5, Episode 3. I actually finally remembered. It'd be so many shows and everything. It'd be so hard. But the episode starts where it left off with A1 and Safari battling out in the parking lot by the Honda Civic. And A1 is just like, man, dog, you texted my wife? Why is you texting my wife? And Safari was like, man, if you had something to say to me, you know what I'm saying? Why didn't you just come to me? Why you can't just talk to me, man? Like, why you didn't come to me and just talk to me about it? He was like, man, Kate Michelle telling me that you've been texting my wife and y'all been texting inappropriate things. And Safari was like, it is what it is. But Safari, you're a horrible actor because I was looking at your demeanor and everything, and it looked like you were trying so hard to not laugh during this scene. But we just gonna roll with it. Mona, get your actors together. As Rox would say, Mona, bitch, get them together. Get the script together, okay? So I was like, I couldn't believe Safari was like, it is what it is. Like, this your boy. And then you say, it is what it is. Like, really? So after they get done scrapping or whatever, or A1 trying to get to Safari with no success, we hop over to Princess and Paris. They're at this sculpting place, and Princess is getting a cast made of her belly to remember. I wish that was in style when I was pregnant because I would have done that. But honestly, that was not popular when I was pregnant with my daughters. That was almost 14 years ago. I would have definitely got it. So she's talking to Paris about the baby shower, and first she's getting on Paris' case about her not being there, but then she said, well, be glad you weren't there because it went down. She got into it with Sonya, and she basically said, look, I'll probably talk to Sonya, smooth things out, but I'll never talk to Brandy again. She acts all sweet and innocent in front of the cameras, but when there's no cameras rolling, she's a totally different person. You know what? Honestly, I believe that. I totally believe that. Those Norwood, especially Brandy, I love Brandy. I think she is the best. But I know she definitely, to this day, still puts out this persona like she's perfect when she's really not. Paris, now it was funny a couple of times when you first was shading, calling her Moesha and Cinderella. But now, okay, we're going to have to check you. We don't come from Miss Norwood, okay? Don't do that. So Paris said she can't see Cinderella doing stuff like that. Girl, calm it down. Have several seats. Don't do Miss Norwood, okay? Don't do that. So, Ray J shows up to Princess. He basically apologizes for not being there for his wife. Because again, at the end of the day, Ray J, why would you leave your pregnant wife and be in Vegas for all those days, not tending to your wife and being with her? Why? And Princess, you know what? I'm going to have to get you together too, because you said now all of a sudden you knew that he wasn't cheating, but you just basically want to get his attention. Heifer. So why did you go through all this with the subliminals and all that stuff and talking about he would never change? And like, girl, there's better ways to get your husband attention without going through all this. You done got the whole world involved, and now, oh, you ain't think he's cheating in the first place. So they smoothed things out. Mona was like, okay, your storyline is done. Y'all go ahead and fix that and be back to normal. So they're happy. She gonna move back home. And then she tells him, I gotta move back home because I've been kind of wilding out anyway. I got into it with Monique. I showed up at her and AD's event, and I basically called her a bad mom. And Monique threw a chair at me. Ray J is upset about the situation and said he'll talk to her. He was like, what type of woman would throw a chair at a pregnant woman? But Ray, I agree with you wholeheartedly, but your wife started that when she showed up to an event that she was not invited to. That's number one. Picking a fight with somebody, knowing that she can't fight the person. So that's kind of your wife's fault. Moniece is crazy as shit, I know, and she probably shouldn't have thrown the chair. Absolutely, she shouldn't have thrown it. I'm not going to even say probably. She shouldn't have thrown the chair, but your wife shouldn't have showed up. So, but Princess says she'll be done, when she's done baking the baby, she's going to be ready to fight. And Ray J was like, no, you're going to be at home being a mother to your kid. You're not going to be fighting in the street. Like, Princess, what the hell is wrong with you? See, mess. So, Brooke says that she feels bad about speaking about Safari and Lyrica's situation because she knows in the past that Lyrica's actually held her down with her love triangle that she had going on. So she feels bad about it. But she can't be really worried about that right now. Her tatas are wearing her down. I totally get it, girl, because mine be wearing me down. And I be like, oh, I just want to cut them off. Like, just take some scissors and chop them off. So she goes to get a consultation about a breast reduction. But when she speaks to her doctor tells her that he has noticed some mass in her breast. And they want to do a biopsy to make sure it's not cancerous. So I'm like, ooh, that is my biggest fear. I don't want to deal with that. It actually runs in my family. So that scares me. And I've actually talked about, if I get some money, I'm getting a reduction because it's all cute and all that stuff. When you put on tops and your boobs, you get your tits hanging out and stuff. But that really hurts your back, honestly. Like, it wears on your back. So they're going to look into that and see what's going on. Lyrica is at Big Lyrica's house, and she's telling her about the rumors that have been spread all over the city. And Lyrica was like, oh, I thought K. Michelle was my friend. And Big Lyrica was like, no, she actually was not your friend. I knew that from the get-go. I'm like, no, you didn't. If this wouldn't happen, you would have been happy with Lil Lyrica being up under K. Michelle, kissing her ass and being on her tour and all that stuff. So don't front now that they're not cool. So she's basically telling her about how not only K. Michelle is speaking on Safari and her, but Brooke, Marcus, and Big Lyrica was like, well, if you got 3 people speaking about the same thing, then how false is it? So she said, you said that he sent you this inappropriate text and, he is doing things that he shouldn't be doing when it comes to a married woman. The look on Lyrica's face was like, you weren't supposed to say that on camera. Like, what the hell wrong with you, mama? And she had this little smirk on his face like, why would you put that out there? Like, see, you being messy right now. Don't do that. But Lyrica, you looking more and more guilty as this time go on. Honestly speaking, you are looking way more guilty. But Big Lyrica says she gonna go by the house and try to get, I guess, Lyrica stuff and talk to A1. Ray J is actually in the next scene. He's promoting his business. He has that Raycon. He does those scooty bikes. And now he's doing the headphones. And it's doing good, like in real life, not on the show. I've heard that it's doing real, real good. So he's promoting his business. A1 shows up. And Ray can tell that he's not himself. He's kind of upset. So A1 tells Ray what happened between him and Safari and how he was talking. And Ray is talking about the fact that Safari's penis has been all over the internet lately. So he feels like, man, this time is like, it's kind of messed up right now. And then in his confessional, he said, with this situation going on with Safari, it's 2 things that can happen. Either he can hide in like embarrassment, or he could use this to his advantage and get paid. And Ray J would know all about that since he has a sex tape with Kim Kardashian. So I agree. Safari definitely, I'm leaning towards he can make a little money off of that because, okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to get in trouble. Love you, babe. So, Brooke is also at the event with Bridget, and Brooke is avoiding A1 because of the whole situation. She's still, after everything that's already happened between her and Lyrica, she doesn't want any more involvement with what's going on between them and their marriage. So they talk about the whole Safari thing and how, you know, his penis is now famous on the internet. Brooke actually pulls it up, and Brooke's looking and admiring it. And Brooke was like, I just find it so strange that before these pics were released, Lyrica already knew what Safari was working with. So, again, looking more and more guilty. But Brooke tells her about her situation with what's going on with her breasts. And Brooke says, you know, I just want to figure out what's going on. And she wants Marcus to be supportive of her. Bridget says she's going to be supportive, but she knows that she's trying to get her music and stuff back on track. But she's just thinking Marcus is going to be her savior and be there for her when we know Marcus is really out doing his own thing. So hopefully, you know, that's a scary thing to work with. And you always do want the people that you really love and care about to be there for you when these times are happening. Like the scary, very scary feeling. So Fizz is back, y'all. I was wondering if he's gonna show up this season, and of course he has a smaller role. He's not a main character. So he's back and he's at the event for Ray. And Ray tells Fizz about the fact that Princess and his baby mama got into it. So Fizz knows his baby mama is crazy. He ain't fazed. He not surprised, to be honest. So this asshole Rockstar shows up. I've never heard of him. Don't know who he is. And him and A1 seem to playfully be going back and forth. And he basically tried to put it out there, though, that A1 was like a runner. Like he was the assistant, the coffee boy. And he was working with Lyrica. And A1 just all of a sudden became this popular producer, but he's the real deal. And I'm like, from the back, I did not like him. Like I just got a bad vibe. So Apple Watts, that's my girl, y'all. I like her. I love Apple Watts. Again, I know it's early, but I like her. I like her vibe. So she shows up, and she's talking to Brooke and Bridget, and they're catching up, and Brooke lets us know that she knew Apple Watts before this. She danced for her at her party. Cool. When Rockstar walks up, you know, they introduce Apple Watts to him, and now that he knows that she's working with A1, now all of a sudden he has this interest with her, and he wants to meet up and see if they could possibly do some music together. I'm like, see, he's a snake. I don't trust him. So when A1 is back at home with his mother, you know, he's telling her about the situation, and she's saying, you know, I can't believe that Lyrica would do something like that. You know, they've kind of had bad blood between each other anyway. Lyrica, big Lyrica, A1's mother and everything. Can I tell y'all how shady VH1 is? Now, y'all was wrong for panning in on A1's mama and that one piece that she had on. Oh, my God. Why would y'all do that to his mama? Like, have some respect for the elderly. Why would y'all pan in? And then y'all did it in slow motion. Y'all ain't right for that. They pan in on her, but they're talking about the whole situation. And then Big Lyrica comes in, and she was like, you know, I've been trying to contact you. You ignoring me. And basically, I want to just grab some of Lyrica's things and talk to you about the situation. And she was like, why are you believing people that don't love you over your wife? You know, y'all made a covenant before God. You need to talk to her and all that. And then all of a sudden, A1's mother flip out. And I don't know what that was in that bowl she was mixing. I don't know if it was Jiffy cornbread mix or whatever. But whatever it is, She was like, "You come over here with my son," and she threw it and she hit her own son. I'm like, so you mad at Lyrica, big Lyrica? You throw the cornbread mix, but you hit your son, and not big Lyrica. Like, it was the strangest thing, y'all. So they're going back and forth, and they're trying to fight each other, and as A1 is wiping cornbread mix out of his eye, he tells him to take Lyrica, big Lyrica, out. And he also tells him to kick his mama out. So now A1's mama is mad. And she was like, you acting all Hollywood. You acting Hollywood now. You acting Hollywood. He was like, you gotta go, mama. You gotta go. So he puts her out. And I was like, I understand you mad and you're trying to defend your son, but was that really warranted for you to be throwing the bowl or mix or whatever that was and trying to fight her like crazy? So, Brooke meets up with Marcus later, and you can tell he's already annoyed with Brooke. He tells her, like, man, what is this about? What do you want? What's up? And while he's just ranting about why she even called him there, and he's hostile, she slows him down. She says, look, I'm just letting you know that, I've been wanting to get my breast reduction. I went to the doctor, and they saw these masses in my breast, and I got to get a biopsy. So, it's still a stupid situation because through all of this, he's still concerned about his girlfriend, whom he cares about at the moment. And, she's expecting him to be there for her as her man. And he's strictly saying in a confessional, like, my girl ain't gonna be too happy with this, but I'm gonna be here for Brooke as a friend. Like, he kept reiterating it, as a friend. So Brooke, while you think that he's there to be supportive as your man, he's strictly on some friend type ish. So I hate during this situation, you're looking crazy because he's just trying to be there as a friend. He don't look at you as his woman. And you look at him as your man and he's being supportive, but girl, I think he really likes this Stasha girl. So it's unfortunate that during this time you can't really, you can rely on him. He seems like he's going to be there for you, but he really doesn't want to be your man. Like, it doesn't seem that way. So, Apple Watts, again, I love Apple Watts. This was like the coolest moment for her. Apple Watts goes to meet with Rockstar, and she's actually looking at it like, oh, I get to work with A1 and Rockstar. I looked up his credentials. He seems legit, She's just looking at, I got an opportunity to work with two dope producers. But when she gets there, he's talking shit about A1. And I'm like, so is this your friend or is this not your friend? Like, I don't get it. And, he's like, you can work with me. I don't work with the likes of J-Lo. And he started name dropping and stuff. And basically shitting on A1. And I'm so glad that Apple Watts saw him for who he really was. She was like, you ain't even trying to work with me on some, oh, I think you talented, I think you a good artist type of thing. You only want to work with me because you feel like you want to get back at A1 for some reason. Like, what is your vendetta against him? What is your problem with him? And he really ain't got no good explanation. Okay, if he might have been a coffee runner or whatever you call assistant back in the past, so what? He's making it now. He's a producer. He's charting. So what is your beef? Why are you so threatened by him? And Apple Watts saw right through him and she left. She's like, I ain't got time to be involved in no mess. I'm trying to really make it out the hood. And you trying to get me involved in some mess because you trying to see who got the biggest balls. Like, dude, I can't rock with you. And I was so happy that she saw right through him. I'm so glad she wasn't like, oh, well, I'm going to go with him because he is the bigger producer. Like, she's about loyalty from what we're seeing so far of her. So I was proud of her in that moment. She left. Like, I ain't dealing with this. And then he had the nerve to say he probably hit before I did. I'm like, oh, this arrogant asshole. Like, who are you? Like, really, who are you, dude? Who are you? So Bridget's performing at K. Michelle's show, and she did really good, y'all. And after the show, K. Michelle's still talking about the fact that she's still struggling, and her body is kind of shutting down on her, and she's still not 100%. But Paris meets her back there, and they're talking, and we hear this loud noise and this big lyrical trying to get in the back with K. Michelle. And she looks so stupid. She was embarrassing herself. She honestly was. And she yelling, and K. Michelle was like, just tell her I'm asleep, tell her I'm asleep. So Paris, she comes up there. She's like, what's the problem? Like, I can't let you back here. And Lyrica's just yelling, I need to go see K. Michelle. I gotta see K. I gotta see K. And Paris was like, what's the problem? Like, you should be happy. Your daughter got with Safari. She with Safari now. She hooked up with Safari. He's strict. And they going back and forth. They finally, as they're arguing and going back and forth, Ray J shows up and he scoots past her, talks to Kay. They're talking about, again, the whole situation with Safari and Lyrica. And then when they're leaving out, Moniece is coming backstage. So him and Moniece get into it. He was like, oh, so now you throwing chairs at pregnant ladies now? And she was like, why does your wife get to have a pass for the things that she did? She tried to shop a sex tape. Like, why did she get a pass? That may be true, Moniece, but you don't throw a chair at a pregnant lady. But at the same time, I get, Princess, you had no business coming to a fight knowing that you can't fight because you're pregnant. Like, you had no business doing that. So they're going back and forth about that. And, Ray J let us know that their family used to be cool. Now they're not cool. And then Moniece was like, tell your wife to stay away from me. Okay. So A1 is actually inviting his mom to dinner. So after their little miscommunication, their misunderstanding, he invites his his mother to dinner to apologize to her for the way he acted, because he was kind of rude to his mom and throwing her out after the whole argument. But to his surprise, his mom brings his big brother, and you could tell on his big brother's face that he ain't really for the shit. He was pissed, and he let it be known, I don't care who you are, you acting different, you Hollywood now, but you don't talk to your mother like that, you don't disrespect her, she's your mother. So he wasn't here for it. It was like, you acting totally different now, you Hollywood. And they going back and forth. And he was like, you came down here to check me, bro? You came down here for some shit, bro? Like, they going back and forth arguing. So after they break them up, A1's mother is still reiterating to him, like, leave Lyrica alone. See, A1's mother has never been here for Lyrica. We know this. They've always had some tension. So she's really on a campaign to get him to leave her alone. She don't mean you no good. You need to leave her alone. So that's how they in their little situation. So this is the icing, y'all. Safari meets with Ray J. Ray J has him to meet him somewhere. And Ray's like, congrats, bro. Your dick is everywhere. And Safari was like, man, forget about my meat, man. Like, what's going on? So Ray J asks, like, why you didn't come to the K. Michelle show? I thought that was the whole purpose of you coming to LA. He's like, man, I had a lot of stuff to do, man. I had a lot of stuff going on. He was like, man, it's BS or whatever. Ray was like, you being accused of sexual acts, man. And Safari says that the picture that he sent Lyrica was actually sent on accident. And I'm like, how you accidentally sent her a dick pic? Like, come on, Safari. So they're talking, and Ray was like, it's already being said, that you guys have done it. Y'all been together once or twice. And he was like, once or twice? Safari was like, once or twice? Like, come on, man. He was like, I ain't on that, man. That's my guy. A1 is my guy. And Ray J did some old Jedi mind trick and he said Lyrica already, for the sake of them trying to save their marriage, Lyrica already told A1 that y'all did something. Like, she already admitted it, that they had sex. And then Safari says, I didn't mean for it to happen. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So are you telling us right now that you're admitting that you all had sex with each other? Like, really? Are you really saying that? I'm like, I find this too hard to believe that they're admitting this on TV. Like, I don't know if this is scripted or what, but I'm like, what? So you saying you did have sex with her, Safari? And then Ray admits, like, nah, she ain't really say that. I just wanted you to tell me the truth. He was like, man, I was hoping that you would tell me that this really didn't happen and I could help you clear your name, but you really did that? And I'm like, oh my God. I did not expect this storyline to go this way, y'all. I did not expect this. I thought that they was leaving us in suspense and that we would find out that they really didn't do nothing. But Safari is actually admitting that they did something. Oh man, it's going down. It's going down. But that was it, y'all. It was a good episode. Hollywood is definitely it. Atlanta honestly left me with a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, oh my God, Atlanta was so bad this season. Hollywood is not going to be this good. But let me tell y'all, honey, Hollywood is definitely giving me what I need right now. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the mess, y'all. But that's it. We're going to see what happens next and how this story unfolds. I still feel like I can't believe it. That's it, y'all. Thumbs up this video, share, subscribe, and come back again. I shall talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.